The last time Earth's atmosphere had as much carbon dioxide as it does now, humans did not even exist. And yet, we are the ones responsible for the current levels of CO2, and it's been pushed to levels it hasn't been at in over 3 million years. Climate change is not a problem that we can ignore and leave for future generations. It is an urgent issue that is happening right now, and we need to act proactively to prevent catastrophic consequences and save the planet. Greta Thunberg is a young Swedish activist who managed to gain the world's attention with her immense passion and unyielding campaign to fervently fight against climate change. According to the BBC, she began her rise to creating change after skipping school every Friday to protest outside the Swedish parliament in 2018, holding up a sign that says "School Strike for Climate," calling out the government on their inability to meet carbon emission targets. This campaign alone inspired tens of thousands of students to join her in protest and organize their own strikes. She faces the facts for what they are, not sugarcoating the severities of the climate crisis. She often speaks bluntly about the dire consequences of inaction, and she is no stranger to calling out public officials and world leaders on their lack of action. Her stark contrasts have contributed to her success and some of the success that she has seen in all of her endeavors. Recently, she has continued to push for concrete solutions, with her main focus being to shift away from fossil fuels and transition to renewable energy. Fossil fuels, such as coal, oil, and gas, are the leading contributors to the greenhouse effect, which describes how gases in the Earth's atmosphere trap heat from the sun, and that results in ocean acidification, global warming, death in marine and terrestrial life, and climate change itself. Fossil fuels are also a hazard to public health, leading to respiratory problems, heart disease, and other issues. Switching to renewable energy would increase the air quality and be more economically beneficial for many parts of the world. Greta has met with various world leaders and spoken at numerous conferences to discuss and raise awareness of the devastating effects of fossil fuels and climate change on communities around the world. She has been a driving force in making the greenhouse effect smaller and promoting the switch to other, healthier forms of energy. Greta founded the Fridays for Future movement to encourage people around the world to take action on climate change. According to the organization's website, they have organized protests in over 7,500 cities across all continents, with over 14 million people attending the protests. Young people everywhere demanded that their governments treat climate change as a serious threat and make sure that it's prioritized in government policy. She is not just about raising awareness, though. She works diligently to brainstorm and enact solutions to the climate crisis. At a UN Climate Action Summit in New York, she delivered a powerful speech, which included her ideas on how to reduce carbon emissions and hit on the fact that it is an imperative issue that requires immediate action. According to the UN Environmental Program, her impact has been indelible and inspirational since she started her first protest. She is able to draw attention to an issue of such importance in a time of competing headlines, creating unstoppable momentum in confronting the climate crisis. But her work is far from over. She only becomes more determined to fight for change as the crisis continued to worsen. She's called for a global climate strike in September of 2023, and she is working on building a movement that pushes for real action on climate change. We all have a role to play in addressing the climate crisis, and Greta Thunberg has shown us that just one person is all it takes to make a serious difference. Her passion for combating global warming and reducing greenhouse gas emissions is ever present, and her takes on the issue have ripple effects that reach worldwide. Let's all take inspiration from the example she sets and work together to create a more sustainable future for ourselves and generations to come. Thank you.